Today's video will cover factoring trinomials when a is a number greater than 1. When we did these notes in class, we did a warm-up and we recalled all of the sign rules, but because we've been factoring for a few days already, I'm going to skip that for this video and we're going to jump right into examples. For problems like this, you'll notice that the steps mostly remain the same. Looking at step 1, we need to label our a, b, and c values. Now, because we have a number in the front, which is the 2, we're going to slip a to the end of the trinomial and multiply it by c. So I am going to take that 2 and move it to the back and multiply. 2 times 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. Now, when we do that, we are going to rewrite that trinomial without the number in front anymore because it got moved to the back and got multiplied. So now this is our new trinomial. We took the 2, we took the 3, we multiplied and got the 6. So now that we're here, we are going to factor the same way. We set up our parentheses. We put our variables in the front, and now we check our sign rules. This is a plus, which means the signs will be the same in both parentheses, and they'll both be positive. Now we find the factors of 6. So we're going to make a list of factors over here. We did learn a shortcut in the calculator to get all of those factors in one place. You simply take the number you're finding factors for, divide it by x, get a table, Control T, and there you have it. Those are your factors. 1 times 6, 2 times 3, and we'll stop because 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2, so we're not going to put repeating numbers. Now we are going to look at this last symbol. If this is a plus, it means we add. So we will be adding up our factors until we find the number in the middle, 5. Well, 1 plus 6 is 7. 2 plus 3 is 5. So those are the factors that we need to put into our parentheses. Because the signs are the same, it doesn't matter what goes where. Now we're on our next step. We need to divide both of our factors by the value we slipped over in step 1. Well, we'll divide the factors then by the number we slipped to the back. Well, that was a 2. Now we have to simplify or divide the fractions. So let's go to our calculator to see if these fractions simplify. 2 divided by 2. Oh yes, that simplifies. So I'm going to rewrite those parentheses as x plus 1. So 2 divided by 2 simplified to 1. So we just switched it out. Now I'll check the next fraction, 3 divided by 2. That does not simplify. And when that happens, you're going to slide any denominators that didn't simplify up next to the variable in the parentheses. So we're going to rewrite that with 2x plus 3. So the 2 that was on the bottom didn't simplify, so we moved it to the front. Now this is our final answer. So now I'm going to do another problem, and we are going to be following those same steps. Step 1 is label our A, B, and C values. Step 2 is slip A to the end of the trinomial and multiply by C. Well, I'll take the 6, move it to the back. I'll multiply, or just times. 6 times 4 is 24. So now I'm going to rewrite my trinomial with a positive 24 in the back. Now I will do the same process as factoring. Set up your parentheses, put your variables, check your sign in the back. It's a plus, which means the signs will be the same and they'll both be whatever this was, which is a plus. Now we need to find the factors of 24. We go to graphs, take 24 divided by x, get your table, and we list our factors. And you just keep going until they start to repeat. Now, we are going to look at the last sign to determine if we add or subtract. This means we'll be adding. 1 plus 24 is 25. 2 plus 12 is 14. 3 plus 8 is 11. 4 plus 6 is 10. Well, we needed to find the terms that added to 11, and that was 3 and 8. So we'll have a 3 and an 8. Our last step is to divide both factors by the value we slipped over in step 1. So we will be dividing both factors by the number 6. Now we will simplify or divide the fractions and slide any denominators that didn't simplify up in front of the parentheses. So checking 3 divided by 6, that simplifies to 1 over 2. So let me write that as x plus 1 over 2. 8 divided by 6 is 4 over 3. Oh, let me fix that. But I'm not allowed to have fractions in my answer. So any denominators that didn't simplify will move up in front of the x. So our final answer is 2x plus 1, 3x plus 4. So this looks like a lot of work, but it's a lot of repetition from what we've done before. So really, your new step is to multiply that to the back and make sure you divide it at the end, and anything that doesn't simplify moves to the front. So now I'm going to do 2 more examples just so you can see them. But a lot of these have to be done in class with repetition and practice. So make sure we're practicing when we get the opportunity to do so. So for this problem, I label A, B, C. I take my A value and I move it to the back and I multiply. 6 times 10 is 60. Now I rewrite my trinomial. I set up my parentheses, my variables, and this sign means the signs will be different, so I'll have a plus and a minus. Now we want to find the factors of 60. Anytime you have a fairly large number, I would recommend to use our calculator strategy by getting a table. We have 1 times 60, 2 times 30, 3 times 20, 4 times 15, 5 times 12, 6 times 10. And that is all, because they start to repeat. So now, back here, this means you'll be subtracting. You're going to find the difference between these numbers. Well, 60 minus 1 is 59. 30 minus 2 is 28. 20 minus 3 is 17. 15 minus 4 is 11. 12 minus 5 is 7. And 10 minus 6 is 4. Now we were looking specifically for the factors that subtracted to 7. And those factors were 5 and 12. But we have to remember, because our signs are different, the bigger number belongs to the symbol. So the bigger number between 5 and 12 is the 12, and the 5 will belong over here. Now we're on our last step. Remember when we multiplied the 6 to the back? Well, now we have to divide our factors by 6. So let's do that first fraction in the calculator. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And 5 divided by 6 does not simplify. So this 6 is simply going to slide to the front. The 5 stays on top. And this is our answer. Let's go ahead and look at another type of problem. We label all A, B, and C. We move the A to the back, and we multiply. 6 times 4 is 24. So here we have n squared minus 5. Oh, that's a typo. That should be an n. Minus 24. We set up our parentheses, our variables. This means your signs will be different, so we'll have a plus and a minus. And now we find the factors of the last term, 24. 24 divided by x. Get your table. We have 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and that is all. Now we'll look at that last symbol again. This means we will be subtracting. 24 minus 1 is 23, 12 minus 2 is 10, 8 minus 3 is 5, 6 minus 4 is 2, and we were looking for the factor that gave us a 5, which is 3 and 8. Now, because our signs are different, we have to be careful. The bigger factor gets the minus sign. So the bigger factor was 8, so that will be going in the minus parentheses, and the 3 will go to the plus. Our final step is to undo the multiplication that we did earlier by dividing those last two factors by that number. So 3 divided by 6 is 1 over 2. 8 divided by 6 is 4 over 3. However, we're not allowed to leave fractions in our answers. So the bottom numbers, your denominators, are going to slide back to the front of the parentheses. So your final answer will be 2n plus 1, 3n minus 4. And this is your answer. I'm going to be stopping the video here. Just remember your steps will be the same. Sometimes you'll have to do more work like in this one where you have a fraction even after simplifying. But with these problems, practice makes perfect. So keep trying, don't give up. It can be overwhelming, but if you ever get overwhelmed or stuck, just take a deep breath and try to read those steps over again.